I find that most people are more likely to go to Google as their starting point for searching than anywhere else. Google has a lot of things that it can offer us, and it has a place. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily the best place for academic research, but if you are there, let's talk about some tips to make it more useful to you. When I put in my search, you'll notice I'm looking for things on first responders. I've put that in quotes because I want that phrase. And I'm also assuming underneath that it's going to include things like paramedics and police and firefighters and EMTs and things like that. And I'm interested specifically on suicide rates among the first responders rather than their response to suicides. So I'm going to go ahead and do my search, and you'll see I get over 1 million hits. Chances of you going through very many of these is pretty slim. The average user only goes through a page or two based on studies. But what am I looking at? I'm getting a lot of different things from organizations, from blogs, from think tanks, from newspaper articles, and it's a mishmash, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. The algorithm for deciding what's relevant isn't really going to be very helpful at this point. So how can I have this be more effective for me? If I come up here to Settings, go to Advanced Search, one of the things I like to do is come down here to Format and change it to Adobe Acrobat or PDF, and then redo my search. It's now going to filter it down to things that have all of the terms I've asked for, but they have to be in PDF format. So now I'm down to 123,000. Definitely better than 1 million, but still more than I'm likely to look at. So how can I parse this even more to make it more effective for me? If I go back to Settings, go back to Advanced Search, and you'll notice about halfway down it says Site or Domain. I can put in a specific domain. In this case, I'm going to try .gov. So I'm asking for the search now to have all of my terms, to have results that are in PDF, but now they have to be on strictly a .gov domain. Now I'm down to 16,000. Definitely can look through those and I can see some things that might be of interest to me, but what if I know that there's a specific entity that's more likely to look at this? Say FEMA. I can come up here and I can modify my search a little bit more and say .fema.gov, and then it's going to filter them down to only things that match my search strategy that are on the FEMA.gov site. Now I'm down to 156. Far better, far more efficient, and more likely that I'm going to look at a few and find some relevant ones. Then after that, I can go back and look at a different entity, say the .org community, because that's where I'm going to find think tanks, other organizations, and entities that might have some aspects of this that I hadn't found on the .gov site. I can also do .edu, .mil, etc. So I hope you'll find these tips helpful, and I hope you'll give them a try to make your searching more efficient. Happy searching!